Hello all, this is the review for exam number 4. I realized I had made the videos and I did not record my voice, so I'm superimposing the voice on the video. It might not always coincide, but let's try and do our best here. So you already have a video where I explain how to conjugate stem changing verbs as we learned it in the class and on the online lesson. What I want to do now is just practice with a few verbs so that way you can avoid certain mistakes that usually students make. So let's see, we have 5 verbs. The verb preferir, encontrar, jugar, querer, and entender, right? Here we have the endings on red, okay? The endings of the verbs, there's 3 endings, right? AR, ER, and IR. Those are the endings of the verbs, and that's what we get rid of each time we conjugate. Doesn't matter what verb it is, if it's a stem changing verb, a go-go verb, any type of verb, if someone is doing the action, we get rid of the ending and we insert a conjugation. If you're still having trouble with that, you need to go to tutoring. If you still don't know what a conjugation is, you must go to tutoring as soon as possible. Okay, so there we have the endings. So each time, again, we conjugate, we get rid of the ending, right? And then in pink, we have the letter that's supposed to change in the middle, right? The first rule is, you're going to change the vowel before the ending. If you don't know what the ending of a verb is, then you don't know which vowel to change. So, for example, in the first verb, we have preferir. This verb is where E changes to IE, and it's the vowel before the ending because the ending is in red, right? You see it here. So now we're going to try and conjugate. This is a mistake that I see some students do when they are conjugating stem changing verbs. You have the ending, right? Say you're conjugating to yo. You know that ending is going to change to o when you conjugate. What happens is they change the wrong vowel and they end up with something like this. So this is wrong. That word doesn't exist in Spanish. So you need to pay attention to the first rule. If you change the wrong vowel, it's wrong. If you do not conjugate, it's wrong. If you insert the wrong conjugation, even though you change the vowel in the stem correctly, it's wrong, okay? Next verb we have is encontrar. The vowel before the ending is O, it changes to UE, jugar. Vowel before the ending, you see it right there, right? It's U changes to, is the only verb where U changes to UE. Querer, you have it there too, E changes to IE. Entender changes to IE. So now what I'd like you to do is you're going to conjugate these verbs to different people. So that way we can go over the rules and you can see what they look like. So you're going to conjugate preferir to tú, encontrar to ella, jugar to ellos, querer, you're going to conjugate it to María y tú. And entender, you're going to conjugate it to María y yo. So pause the video and conjugate this verb. Okay, so Let's see what the conjugation looks like. We're gonna conjugate preferir. See the letters in blue, right? They have to stay there. The one we're changing is the E. We're changing it to a IE, right? So there we go. That's our stem change. That R still stays there. And then we conjugate because we got rid of the ending. What is the conjugation for to? This is an IR verb. What is the conjugation? Review your conjugations for IR verbs that you already memorized. The conjugation is ES. For encontrar, same thing, right? O changes to UE. All the letters in blue are gonna stay because they're not part of the ending. And then how do we conjugate this verb to ella? What will be the conjugation? Now note, okay, it's an AR verb. AR, not ER or IR. What should be the conjugation at the end? Pay attention to that. Encuentra, right? Bien. Then we have jugar. We're going to conjugate to ellos. Same thing, right? Change the stem. It's an AR verb. So the A has to be there in the conjugation. Don't conjugate an ER-IR verb as an AR. Then we have María y tú. E changes to IE. We leave that R that is still there, supposed to be there, and then conjugate the ending. Change the ending to the conjugation. María y tú, right? The conjugation is quieren, because María y tú is the equivalent of ustedes, you guys, right? Ustedes. So it gets that plural conjugation. It's two people doing the action. In the next one, we have entender, conjugated to María y yo. Now, what's going to happen here? You remember, right? There is an exception to the stem change, and the exception to the stem change right here is nosotros. So here we have María y yo, which the equivalent is nosotros. If you think, what will be the conjugation of that? Let's see. Let me put the conjugation in red. You see, up to the entendemos, and then the conjugation for nosotros, no stem change, because nosotros is the exception to the rule.